talk about all the nerd things. Today we'll be talking about what we're excited. Oh no, that's not what we're talking about. uh, we're talking losing to win or something like that. However you phrased it, right?
Yes.
Also, I didn't change any of my stuff. So I'm Matthew. This is Pixel Scandal. Please check us out at pixelscandal.com. Also with us are the members of Pixel Scandal are Kurt.
Yo.
Night Sun.
Yo.
Gidget.
Hello.
End of line.
Hello.
And myself, Hondor. Welcome to the NerdCast.
Technically, episode 2.
Episode 2.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Pixel Scandal Nerdcast, where professionalism is our number one concern.
Yeah. What?
Absolutely. Well, cool.
We're nothing if not professionals.
We are a day late than normal. Normally, we're trying to do this on Saturdays, but we are Sunday today.
Some people had lives and jobs and things to do outside of town.
Yeah. Sorry.
Fucked everything up.
Man, it happens.
It's not my fault. Work made me leave.
I got to see a lot of that on Facebook, and a lot of that didn't look like work. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
There was a
I
lot
mean,
of alcohol involved in the.
Yeah, some alcohol and some really good food and stuff like that too.
Point of going
I
on.
may have had a lot to do.
Oh my gosh, the pancakes on the chicken and pancakes seriously were like, they were huge and they were like really thick, and then it had chicken on top. It was crazy. It was really good though.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
looked
ended
good.
up happening is we picked a place to eat, and then they're like, "Oh, our kitchen's closed," so we had a drink. And then we picked another restaurant and went there and ordered a drink, and we didn't like anything on their menu, so we just had something to drink. And then we were walking, and we saw a place called Side B, which we thought was a record store, and
Side
we
boob?
went in. Right? No, it looked like a record store. We went in, and it was this really amazing bar. So obviously we had to stop and have a drink.
And this story continues for about 3 hours until you're drunkenly wandering the streets.
Exactly. And then eventually we ended up in this place with these giant pancakes and chicken and it, yeah.
Which is the only thing
it
that
was
you
a lot
can
of
eat while that
alcohol.
inebriated.
Yeah, we made some bad decisions on food, but it was fun. Yeah.
It happens.
We did end up hitting the comic book store before we started drinking, so we at least made good decisions there.
I don't know if we made good decisions. I let that guy talk me into buying so much stuff.
When we get offline, we need to talk about the fact that Punisher is now Ghost Rider. Because I just recently went to the comic book store too.
Yeah, we did buy quite a lot of comic books.
I picked up what was it? Motor Crush,
Motor Crush.
which like just the cover looks like it's just badass lesbians doing hot car stuff. So I was instantly in.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't know.
God damn it, Kurt. That's all I've got.
Sounds
God damn it, Kurt.
Awful.
I mean, what's not to love about badass lesbians doing cool car stuff?
Did you ever
Both of those things.
end up playing that, what was it, lesbian truckers game?
Oh, car lesbians?
Car lesbians, yes. Did you ever end
Yeah,
up playing a
there's-
game of that?
So there's a game, and this is thanks to 1D4chan. So take that into account.
Dear God, that's-
Nothing but
that's
quality
4chan's
comes from 4chan.
gaming deal. No, so it's a game called Car Lesbians, and you have 2 stats.
Hotness and driving.
Hotness and cars?
Yeah, hotness
Something
and
like
cars.
that.
Not even driving. Cars.
It wasn't
No,
even driving,
just
it was like
cars.
cars.
You can
And
fix
so-
them, you can drive them.
Yeah, so if you wanted to do anything that had to do with a car, you rolled cars. And if you wanted to do anything that had to do with, like, being, I don't know, lesbian stuff, you rolled hot.
What about lesbian stuff in a car?
Well, it
Oh.
depended on the context then, right? Like, are you...
That would be an assist roll.
So...
Okay.
I think lesbian trumped cars in that situation. Like if it was, I don't know. It was interesting. The rules weren't all that great.
This is awful.
Really? I for one am surprised that particular product is not just.
I can't imagine
it
they
super
play
solid?
tested it.
Yeah.
However, I do love 2-stat games. There's one called All Out of Bubblegum, where you have 2 stats: kicking ass and bubblegum.
Uh,
And you're supposed to track it with actual pieces of bubblegum. And then I think anytime you want to do something that's considered kicking ass, you have to roll over the number of bubblegum pieces you have on a d10. And if you want to do anything that isn't considered kicking ass, you roll under your bubblegum stat. And
So
every
what-
time you fail to kick ass, you eat a piece of bubblegum. So at one point, you can say, I came here to do 2 things. Kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
So what you're saying is this is a gaming system in which you have a finite amount of times that you cannot kick ass in a
Yeah,
given play session.
you are counting down to when there is nothing but ass kicking left,
I think I can get behind this.
right?
yeah, I kind of like it.
Seems
Yeah.
pretty solid gaming.
I love T-Stat.
What
systems like that.
we got a bunch of comic books though. What else do we get? I got something called Grimm, and it's like supposed to be Beauty and the Beast, but like super crazy dark.
Like the TV show.
Yes, kind of like that.
Yeah, that show's actually really good.
Yeah, I like that show a lot. Yeah, but yeah, that's what we did. That's why we weren't recording yesterday.
Mhm.
Because they were working, and you heard about all the work they did.
Oh,
Dude,
technically,
we put in
I
work.
worked. Hey, we worked Wednesday.
I was talking about drinking.
We worked Wednesday through Friday, but Friday night and Saturday that was all fun.
Gotcha.
Lots of alcohol and IKEA,
Yeah,
which was super fun.
that place is a goddamn maze.
But yeah. So what has everybody been playing this week? I mean, I was gone. I didn't get to play anything this week. So what have you guys been playing?
Well, you guys played something last weekend,
Uh-oh.
right? On
Well, I've only been playing Minecraft, and I know a lot of you guys are only playing World of Warcraft, and we've been trying to keep a safe distance from each other, or at least I have.
A respectful distance.
Yes. Yes, I try to avoid Discord. Pretty
You don't want to get
vehemently.
dragged into WoW.
No, I don't. There's been honestly a couple times I woke up and I'm like, I could just check it out. I could just check it out.
Corey was
Honest-
this close yesterday.
Honestly,
Leave
Matt,
him alone, dude.
He
Leave
said
him alone.
he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna be playing," and it says, "Don't worry, Matt's going to too." That's what he said.
at
By
least
the
right
way-
now,
We have a Pixel Scandal guild now. I got it
Oh,
started.
Oh, really?
I got it
Guild
started
in
today, and we
WoW.
actually have 3 members so far, besides you guys, who I need to invite when you
That's
get
awesome.
Yep.
Well, I will have to join when we get done streaming today.
Yeah.
Okay,
Uh-oh. That's not good.
that is very bad. We're going to
all the Gibsons.
Going to do
Someone
that
hacked our Gibson.
real quick.
What happened there?
I think Mike
that's
just
inside
ninja
baseball.
joined and
that would be
Oh, okay.
Arrest
He
has-
tried to join.
yeah. Rist has joined a
Uh,
little late there.
yeah, he'll have to jump in later for something else.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, cool. Well, we have coming up the Dungeon World game this coming Saturday.
Yeah, guys.
next week. Yep.
That is crazy how when it was originally scheduled, like, wow, that's so far away. Why don't we do it sooner? And then, it's in a week. All right, sure, yeah.
Yeah,
fine.
Right.
That shit sneaks up on you, man.
Yeah, like originally I was like, man, that's so far away. But with how much we've had to get done in the last couple weeks, I'm kind of glad we scheduled it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Give us time to prep for other things. So
Yeah, I'm real excited about it. I've been reading a whole bunch of different RPG books on world building and stuff like that, and how they kind of build cultures and worlds and things, so we can kind of incorporate some of those questions into our intro stuff and try to build out a unique world. So
yeah,
come watch us play Dungeon World.
it'll be fun.
Yeah,
Watch me fail.
yeah.
Well, we
Failing's the
either
best part in the
we either
puzzle.
all fail
Yeah.
together or we all win together.
Now, is Dungeon World the one? No, I know it's for a lot of other systems, but is Dungeon World one where you actually get rewarded for failing?
You get XP.
Okay.
Yeah, you get experience when you roll a 6 or minus.
Which is
So.
which is good because at the beginning you roll shitty on a lot of things.
Well, you learn
I'm
from failure.
notoriously bad with dice.
That's okay. Well, it's roll 20, right? So you can't curse your dice or anything. You're
Yeah.
just rolling.
You
into
can
roll
curse the
20.
RNG gods that are behind that algorithm.
Right.
RNG gods.
That is true.
I actually played. I played a game of Stars Without Number last Sunday, which was super fun. I don't know if you guys have heard of that game. It's sort of a blend between Traveler and like OSR D&D, or what do they call it? Moldvay D&D, like the old school, real low rules. And everything is super. You roll random for everything. So like, I ended up with this character who's a scholar, but all of his int and whiz stats are negative. And then all like his charisma and dex and everything are positive, but he's the best talker, but he's supposed to be this like scholarly guy. It ended up super weird, but totally awesome. And we had a mutiny on our ship in our first game.
Jeez.
It's real fucking deadly. So like, I mean, you roll hit points and you roll a d6 plus your con bonus, which is probably either -1, 0, or +1. So I think one person had 2 hit points.
Oh dear lord.
Yeah, and a pistol does like 2d6 damage. So, it's
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's real deadly.
I'm currently
That
writing
doesn't sound
a game.
deadly. That sounds retarded.
Yeah.
Well, I had 9. I rolled high. I ended up with 9 hit points at first level. It's basically you don't want to get in a fight.
Right. I'm actually writing a game for us all to play for a thing that's coming up next month. I'm probably going to use Stars Without Numbers because I want it to be really deadly. So I'm working on learning that system so we can all play it.
It's super fun.
Yeah.
You can tell the excitement around the room for that.
Yeah, everyone's like, hit points.
Well, it just means you have to figure out how to solve the problem without getting into a fight.
Yeah, and you re-roll all hit dice and take and see if they get better. So like if you have a shitty roll one level, you might have a better roll the next level.
Now you do realize this is the same group that was applauding the kick-ass or bubblegum system.
Right? My
And
only
now,
answer
you're
to
all gonna die.
Yeah,
my only answer to problems is to punch things. That's
it's a good way to solve problems. I mean, if all you can do is punch things, every problem looks like a face.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
So end of line, how far in WoW are you?
You don't want to know.
I mean, I've been gone a week. I figured you're probably like almost 100 by now.
No, I've been trying to balance them out as best I can so that I can have characters to play at each tier when you guys get caught up.
Right.
So I've got like an 87 druid, 78 paladin, 55 shaman, and now a 36 priest.
Cool. I think I'm like 33, so.
Yeah.
No, you
I'm gonna
guys.
be the one that's-
I thought you guys were in your 40s. I think you're all like 45.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I did get to 40 before I left.
Yeah.
It just feels like it's been forever since I played.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
That's the thing. It doesn't release till August, so we have time.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, cool. All right. Well, let's move on to our spotlight topics of the day. So, who wants to start with losing to learn in cooperative gaming?
So the reason I picked that topic was I had kind of I was chatting with one of our members in Discord yesterday about rating in games, like in-game content and doing like difficult content.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of related it to when we played what was the game on your birthday? Flashpoint. Where it took us like 3 or 4 times of that game to like play, and we're all getting kind of frustrated because like, why are we getting stomped so bad? And I thought it was
Why
really
are we all dying in a fire?
yeah, like it was
Literally
it
dying
was
in
a
a fire.
challenge, but every time that we played, I could see everyone's wheels turning. We're having a conversation. We're talking about what went wrong and like what went right and how we were going to attack it. We realized that how we had initially perceived the game to win was like completely wrong. And then we had to see ourselves fail, and then eventually we're like, okay, we'll scrap all that. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna maintain this. That is our priority, and we're gonna see how it worked. And it progressively got better until we won. And I was connecting that to playing like raiding and like doing difficult content in video games, where it's the same thing. It's just a little more difficult to swallow at a tabletop game because we're so used to stomping everything.
Right.
And just enjoying the experience of winning, but we win all the time that it was such a jarring thing for us to be like, wow, we fucking got killed. Like,
Yeah.
again and again. And we're all just like, what the hell's going on? And then we figured it out. Like, we cracked the code. And it was like, that's usually what it is, right? In an online game, is cracking that code. Failing, why did we fail? What do we need to fix? What do we need to change and do to, like, say, okay, let's put this in a box, solve that, put it aside. What's the next box we need to solve? And I think the two things connect between tabletop gaming, whether it be like RPGs or whether it be tabletop like games cooperatively, or an online game. But the connection's pretty much the same. You have to lose to win in games like that. And I think that game specifically, like, it really clicked when we succeeded. I was like, man, this was like raiding or doing something else where, yeah, we got frustrated, but we're like, okay, let's chill. What do we need to do? How do we win this? Let's figure it out. And we did, and I thought that was fun. Like, that reward was, like, similar to the reward whenever you solve something online and you figure out, okay, healing's the issue, so maybe if we can't have healers heal better, how do we make people take less damage? Maybe that's the angle, and you got to figure those angles out. And it felt good when we won, because, like, not only did we win, but it wasn't RNG. We literally strategized. We literally figured out and changed our gameplay to succeed, and that for me is an enormously higher value when you do win.
We were able to outthink the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that lends itself to a lot of things as well. In the case of exactly how you explained it, I think humility is a major part of that, and I don't mean humility being like, oh, I'm a nice guy, da da da. No, like humility is in understanding that there's a innate amount of ignorance in all of us, and being able to admit that ignorance lies within us. The second we're capable of being humble, that we allow for that new whatever it is that you need to learn to soak in, for you to understand, to no longer be ignorant of the wall that you're bashing your head against.
Be open to consider that you're the problem.
Yeah,
Right,
for sure.
Right. Well, I think
Maybe
being
the
able
game
to
is not the
manage
problem entirely. It could be
Yeah,
you
yeah.
and the way you're
Right.
looking
Well,
at the game.
And I think being able to manage your frustration in your loss and know that, like, yes, we're hitting our head against the wall over and over again, and we're not getting through it, and we're failing, and not letting yourself get to the point where you're so mad that you have to walk away from it. Like, going, okay, eventually we're going to figure this out. We're going to figure out where everyone's supposed to stand, or what door everyone's supposed to come in, or whatever. Like, we're going to get there, but be patient while you're trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Don't just, flip the table.
Round one, I'm suggesting, well, let's just bust through the walls. No problem. We got all these wall things, right? No problem. No. Like, worst idea ever.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, so we're not doing that next time.
Now, one of the key things to make like the whole fail forward mentality work, though, is you have to have a system in play that is short iteration or less punishing iterations. If you have, that's why you don't see 20-minute long raid encounters, because if some mechanic comes out in the 18th minute,
if it takes you 20 times to figure it out, that's hours and hours and hours and hours.
Or why you don't see the kind of things where it's you get 10 minutes of attempts before all the trash respawns and you have to suddenly re-clear, and now an hour of your night's gone again. So it was very useful in that game. And what was it, Flashpoint, where okay, we lost, or we're pretty sure we've lost. It's literally pick up the board, swipe it, rebuild it. Takes 2 minutes, and the game itself was maybe only 15 minutes. play.
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
until we
lost
won.
fast, which was
Well, the
We
game
did lose fast.
the game we won was long because we were taking it slow and being careful. Like we
Right.
had a very specific goal in mind, and we knew we weren't going to rush into anything.
But those
Well-
fail attempts were very quick.
They were?
It was
Oh,
like, oh my
God.
god.
It was like that third game, round 5. We were like, "This is fucked. Like we're not recovering from this. There's no way."
Yep.
So for anybody who hasn't played Flashpoint, it's a board game where you're playing like firefighters basically, and you're going in and you're trying to A, put out the fire while trying to save people inside the building. And you have to save so many people before the building either completely is engulfed in flames or before everybody on your team has died.
But don't save the
And-
white supremacist token.
And I think something that is really interesting about the playing that game and what we had to learn to get to the point where we succeeded, and the same thing that happens in MMOs, is that we were all thinking very individualized, like, oh, I'm going to come in from this door or that wall or this section, and I'm going to try to take care of my spot or yours. You know, we all went in with different plans. We didn't talk about, oh, how should we succeed? Everybody just kind of did their own thing. And then it took those 4 rounds for us to finally go, oh, maybe we all need to come in the same door and be heading for the same goals. And, well, if you do that, then I'm going to do this. And that's the same thing in MMOs. You have to talk about, like, okay, well, at this point, the healers need to do this, but the tanks have to be ready to do that. And the DPS has to be ready for the ads and whatever. Like, you can't just be, okay, this is my job. This is what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to pay attention to the rest of the raid.
Yeah, there's actually on the Will Wheaton, what's the I think it's called Tabletop on YouTube.
Who's that?
They actually play. I don't know. He's some random guy. I don't know who he is.
This like Will Wheaton guy, I don't know.
Yeah, Will Wheaton, and he spells his name with 1 L. I don't know. But they actually play that game on there, and it's actually what inspired us to get it and play it here at the house. It's hard. It's one of the harder games that we ever played.
Yeah, it's fun though.
It's fun though.
Oh, a lot of fun.
It was definitely
Thanks for
fun
the
when we
birthday
won.
present.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun one. I'm excited to like try the different scenarios and add in the expansions and
Yeah,
and
that was
really, like,
that was
play
the easy mode.
That was the first, yeah. That was the introduction to the game mode, and it took us 4 or 5 tries to beat it.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not a game that you just open up and there's a lot of strategy involved, and you got to play as a team.
Yeah, I think something also to be said for that game and games that are good at failing is the gameplay was enjoyable even when we weren't winning.
Yeah.
Like the game felt fun even if we didn't succeed, and that coupled with the short iteration and like failing very quickly.
We were getting pretty ragey after that third one. I could see people's faces. They were like, "Dude, like, what is going on?"
I think it helps that when you die in a blaze of glory, you just res outside the house and try again. Like, yes, you have to work your way back in, but it's not like, oh God, I died and now I don't get to play and I get to watch my friends play for the next 15 minutes without, like, you're still in it even if you fail.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, that game too also has a component to it that's a lot less RNG. A lot of your stuff, the game and how it plays out is more based on your actions and less based on RNG. Whereas, like, if you play a game like Pandemic, there's so much RNG there that you could start off and you think you're doing very well and you have most of the world. What's the word I'm looking for?
Cured,
Cured, yeah. And one bad roll, one person lands in a spot, and that just boom. Next thing you know, you're dealing with this mass, and it's overwhelming. Pandemic is very RNG, and if I remember correctly, Flashpoint was very, very reactionary to what you did. You were punished.
Pretty RNG heavy too, though.
Yeah.
Is it?
If you get double rolls in the same room and the fire explodes, it could tear down walls in no time.
That's true. That's true.
Like our couple of games, we got hammered on RNG.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the difference is it felt in pandemic it feels more difficult to get to the like isolated locations. So if something gets out of control on the opposite side of the map, it's really difficult to get over there. Whereas in this, it felt like it was a little easier to get around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But
But yeah, exactly. And I think that this is a great topic, Tyler, because being able to lose a game so that as you continue to play, you still enjoy playing it is very important. And then that's not just in board games, but also in MMOs.
I think you have to learn to enjoy the little victories.
Right.
Like changing, did we do better? If not, then let's go back to the drawing board. But if you see incremental victories, you have to take those as victories. Like, did we get past this phase? Great. Okay, that's a victory. It's not the whole fight, but it's a little victory. Did we solve the ceiling issue? Did we solve this tanking issue? You know, in the game of Flashpoint, did we control the fire better? Did coming in through the same door work better? Did having certain people take care of the rescuing versus the firefighting work? Like, you got to figure those things out. But I think you have to not get discouraged and accept that a small victory is a victory. It's a milestone towards the overall success. I think it's hard to do that though, but I think it's easy, like in hindsight, when you're actively in there and you're getting frustrated and stuff. It's difficult, especially if you're older. I think it's much harder if you get older because your patience is a little thinner.
yeah, well, and your time is just
Yeah,
spread
your time's more
thin, right?
valuable,
Like,
and so
you only have so much time to dedicate to gaming.
right.
And are we really going to spend that time banging our head against the box?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think you got to look at the mini victories. Like this week, maybe we didn't kill the boss, but maybe we did get to phase X, and we're gonna have to be happy with that. Next time we'll get to phase 4, and we'll keep moving on like that. And
Yeah.
that's a good way to look at it.
I think that Time Stories game is a really good mechanic for, you're going to fail. And as you continue to play the game and learn more about the world, it actually adds to the story. Like, you're supposed to fail over and over again.
Sure.
And keep going back in time to do the same story over and over again, eventually completing all the stories or whatever. But that, I feel like that one has it complete, like it's completely built into the board game itself that you want to fail so you can start over so you can get farther in the story.
Right.
That one was really fun. We need to play that again.
Yeah, I haven't played that one. The second topic was something I heard something similar on a cast this week, Friday or Thursday, that I was listening to. I thought was really funny. They did it with I don't remember. It was a Canadian gaming podcast that I guess they do over the radio stations. They're like tied to CNN or something crazy. And they're a really funny bunch of guys. I'll need to find the podcast. I did subscribe to them, but they had a thing where they were thinking like, what two intellectual properties would you mash together to make a fighting game? And they came up with like the weirdest shit, like Animaniacs and like Nicktoons, and like they were thinking of like all these different silly fighting games that they would have. And I was thinking, what would you guys do if you were gonna make an MMORPG game? And you were a developer and you could just snap together two intellectual properties to make an MMO, what would you want to play? I'm just curious to know, in that same kind of vein, except we tend to not play fighters, we usually play like MMOs and stuff. I was thinking, like, if we did that, what two IPs would you guys smash together to create an MMO that you think you'd want to play with your friends?
All right.
Man, that sounds awesome.
Okay, well,
Can I choose just Foghorn and Leghorn?
I mean, in that fighter, sure.
Okay.
They had one. They had one. My favorite one for them, I'm gonna have to tell you, it was Mortal Kombat smashed with American history figures, like Abraham Lincoln fighting Sub-Zero and stuff like that.
That would be amazing.
I thought it was really funny. Anyway,
let's see. So if I got to pick, I think I would definitely want something to do with Mad Max.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
post-apocalyptic kind of punk
cars. Yeah.
Right.
What would I mash with that to make an MMO out of? Shit. Okay,
it's hard, right?
What do I stay Mad Max.
What's the Schwarzenegger movie where he goes to Mars?
Total Recall.
Total Recall. Yeah, smash Mad Max with Total Recall.
Well,
Or-
I think half the problem is the MMO genre in general is not very diverse. There's 80% of it is generic fantasy clone,
Mm-hmm.
and so mashup in general. Hell, you can get my dream MMO by just going with one genre, and it hasn't been touched in some way, shape, or form at this point.
Yeah.
But like game mechanics aside, I'm just purely talking about like theme and world, like the
Yeah,
culture of the game.
Like my answer's obvious, and all of you should know it by now. I still waiting for my Shadowrun MMO.
Sure.
Okay.
But if you had to, if you
Well,
had a
Shadowrun
Shadowrun
is a
MMO
mashup, though, right?
and you could
Shadowrun
pull in
is a mashup.
some aspect of a movie or just something to give it some flavor, what would you add to it? What would you, if you stuck that in a pot and you had one seasoning to slap in that pot for a Shadowrun MMO, what would you pull from?
That's the issue. I wouldn't.
Well, I mean,
I know-
Shadowrun is a mashup, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it is a mashup
fantasy
already.
and cyberpunk.
Yeah.
I already know. I just figured out what mine would be. Mine would absolutely have to be, like the Crow, Brandon Lee,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
or like Enter the Dragon. Okay, that's the world.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay,
see
but
any
the
relation,
MMO
but okay.
Well,
The Crow
it's either
and,
it's gonna
and what?
A goth
It's
kid
gonna-
in Seattle. Got it.
yeah, it's but it's all martial arts. It's all like the theme and the world would be very dark, but yet like martial arts themed, or like the Asian buildings, the way they build, or
It's like a very
I don't know.
gritty, dark, slummy, but martial arts game. Like buildings in a
Yeah.
rundown town.
yeah,
Gotcha.
Big Trouble Little China.
Night Sun? I just thought of something I would match with yours that I think would be really cool.
What's that?
Vampire Masquerade and Shadowrun in a futuristic cyber, but in that realm of technology and everything, there's also vampires.
All right.
I think that'd
all
be
right,
awesome.
I think I've got one. I think I want Gem and the Holograms
Okay.
aesthetic,
All right.
but in a
So also highly technological, but kind of 80s mall.
like
Yeah.
80s mall kid
Yeah.
mixed with like BSG. I want
BSG?
80s mall kids flying through space trying to find planets.
Oh,
Like,
Battlestar Galactica?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
So I want to dress. I want my character to look like a Gem and the Holograms character, but we live on a space station and we're trying to find a planet.
So you're
it's
literally
like
mapping a chart of the galaxy with a fanny pack on.
Yeah.
Got it.
So your characters are Bill and Ted
Basically.
on a mission.
Yeah.
What do you
Bill
think,
and
Katie?
Ted Takes Time Travel.
What about you, Gidget? What would you match together if you had the MMO of your dreams and you had to mash two
God.
things together?
See, I like cutesy stuff, so
That's
would be
okay.
Like, it would be like the Wizard of Oz world
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
with like Care Bears or something.
It's called Bunny Rancher. Gidget, they already make it.
And she's lost to
Yeah,
us.
All
she's
right,
googling
bye,
that
guys.
shit right
All
now.
right now. I gotta find this. What is this
Well, we
called?
lost her. So
Hang on. Let me see. Let me make sure that's right.
I mean, you said Bunny Ranch, and I'm pretty sure
I
that's
think
a
that's-
whorehouse in Nevada, but
Well, it's
No.
Bunny Ranch.
the Bunny
I guess
Ranch,
the owner of the Bunny Ranch would be the Bunny Rancher.
the Bunny Rancher.
That's way better. That's a way better title than Pimp, I guess. Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
a pimp. I'm a bunny.
Whatever you do, don't Google that. That's not it. Oh, it's Slime Rancher.
Those aren't bunnies.
No, they're not.
They
But
are
some of-
like Bunny.
some of them look like bunnies. They have little ears like cats, and they have mouths and stuff. It's.
I might have a
You-
spare copy of that somewhere.
I was gonna say she would actually love that game. I guarantee it.
Oh, you know what though? I would love to see like an MMO in like the Witness world, like
Mhm.
that puzzle.
Puzzle centric.
So beautiful. I want to do like an adventure game in that world. I want to know why those statues are there that look like people frozen. Like
I've got a very bad feeling about what's going on there.
You might want to check out the Talos Principle. If you
The
really
Talos
enjoyed
Principle?
Witness, you might enjoy Talos Principle a lot. Yeah. I'm trying to get
What is
Knights.
Witness?
I've been trying to get Knights to play it for years.
Is it
It's
is
totally
this a
something
tabletop?
he would fall in love with? No, it's a puzzle it's a first person puzzle game, kind of like Witness
Oh.
is.
Yeah, it's just like Witness. It's just a
Yeah.
different game.
It's
But
older.
instead
There's
of
two of them.
I've never heard of Witness.
Instead of drawing lines,
It's a
you're
first-person
redirecting
puzzle
light.
game.
Hmm.
So it's more three-dimensional puzzles.
well, I mean, my favorite game is Portal, so puzzle games are like
Yeah, it's that way.
jam.
Did you guys play Portal 2 yet, by the way?
We have not.
No,
Oh,
we keep meaning to.
Not
Come
the
on.
co-op. Not
Well,
the co-op.
that's only a 2-player game.
yeah.
So someday.
That's
we'll
gonna
have to
be
get that
a
going.
me and Knight's adventure.
No, and me
That'd
and
be
Kurt are racing you.
Oh,
that's
right.
that would
Right.
be that.
So we're
Okay,
gonna have to set up
I would
so we
totally
show
set
two
that up. We
screens.
need to do that.
We're gonna have to show two screens.
We'll make that happen.
Kurt's gonna be raging because he won't know what's going on, and I'm gonna be raging at Kurt because he's not doing what I need him to do.
That's gonna be great.
I'll
And then
I'll do the
before-
commentator. I'll be the commentator.
These two are just gonna be slow and steady.
Knight's son and I are gonna be like only communicating in chat, so you guys can't.
I know.
figure out the puzzles that we're doing. Like, yes. That's
The only
over
trick
that
is
wall.
no
Yeah.
one can go play it. Like you guys have to all do
That's
it first.
fine.
And I think Nightson's
I've
played
never
through it
played.
already before.
I
It was
beat
a
the
million
game.
years ago.
Not the.
Not the
No,
co-op.
Handor did.
Okay.
I beat the game multiple times.
I've played the single player part
Yeah.
multiple times.
I'm talking
but
about the
I've never
co-op
played
part.
Yeah,
No,
I've
I-
never played
yeah, I
the
beat it.
co-op, like-
All
I
right,
beat
you're
the
out
co-op
then.
both.
You're gonna have to
You're out.
commentate.
No. Here's the thing, though. He's played before, but he has to be teamed with Kurt, and that's the
The
balancing
handicap.
factor.
That's
Here's
gonna
the
go
problem,
well.
guys. Kurt hasn't even played the one-player version through
Well,
all the way.
You need to make that happen
No.
just for your own self. Honestly, it's an amazing experience to go through the first time.
Yeah,
It's
man.
so
There's
good.
gonna be a lot of, hey, what's this pad? Pew!
Yeah,
Yep.
that's fine.
It's
Kurt.
That's gonna be Kurt.
It's
As
just
much
hard
fun-
enough to make you think, but it's not hard enough to make you rage.
Kurt's gonna be the one that pushes all the buttons and jumps on all the pads, and he's gonna be like, "I'm over here. Where are you?" And you're like 3 rooms back.
yeah. I'm already getting like acid reflux from you just.
Well, now I can't wait.
Yeah.
Give Matt a heart attack.
I like
I'm super-
I like the idea of races though, like 2-player co-op game races. That actually sounds like a really fun thing to do.
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
set those up.
I like that.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do
That
that.
opens a big door actually.
So when they give you my gem and the holograms in space RPG, we'll go play it. We'll
Yeah. Rush to 10. First team
rush to 10.
Rush to 10. Yeah. No, but I think I really want to play an MMO in like the Wizard of Oz world, where it's not the Wizard of Oz story, but it's the whole world of Wizard of Oz.
Well, there is apparently a new TV show in development by Netflix, I think, that is a horror version of Wizard of Oz. Like straight
Yeah,
up
what-
horror in Wizard of Oz.
I think I heard of that.
I could see that.
Actually, it's a movie. I'm sorry. It's a movie coming out in 2019.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'll find it for you after the cast. I actually watched something on it yesterday.
You know what? I
Have
just
you-
changed my mind. My
About-
MMO would be
Oh.
to make it easier. It would be the Enter the Dragon would be like the scene, right? Instead of it being in Seattle or whatever,
Mhm.
and then it would be the how the MMA, and actually they kind of have it already. Actually, this is all I'm describing is Secret World, because I was gonna say like John Wick, but
Yeah.
you can pretty much do that.
John,
That-
yeah, I mean,
that
John
pretty much
Wick's
is
just
Secret
some
World.
gun food, like you
We should just play Secret World, is what I'm hearing.
Well, they just released the brand new content, so this is the first completely new content they've had since they relaunched.
Wow.
I don't think-
right, because they remade
But then
the
again,
old
for you,
world.
Gidge, I think everything's pretty much new content for
I
you.
still have not made it out of the stupid carnival.
I
Oh,
can't play
that's pretty far,
Secret
though.
World. I can't play it.
Why?
Secret World?
I would have to buy a new copy.
It's free to play.
Yeah, that's right. I'm using his account. I absorbed his account like 10 years ago. He's
Yeah,
got
it's
all the
free to-
packs and expansion and tons of like bought stuff, and it's on his account.
It's completely free to play now,
Yeah,
Matt.
it is. It's free to play.
Well, I still
It's
have to buy
just
another copy.
monthly member. No, you don't.
I don't even think you can buy
It's
it.
free
now.
to play.
Yeah, they won't even sell it to you anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's free. It's
You
literally
don't need
free
an
to
account.
play now. Yeah, we'd have to buy you the issues and stuff.
No, it's not even that. You get all that for free.
Oh, okay. There you
The
go.
only thing, as a completely free to play player now, the only thing you have to quote unquote buy is if you want to speed up your weapon unlocks, that kind of thing. Because I think you only start with like you choose 2 weapons now, and then unlocking them is a metric F ton of marks.
Gotcha.
If you are not if you don't get them for free for having a previous, but
Secret World, one of the top 5 best MMOs ever made that nobody knows about or plays. It's a
Yeah.
shame, honestly. Like,
I love the puzzles in that game.
That game is honestly amazing.
it is absolutely incredible.
It's real good.
Yeah.
So what's our next?
We had one more.
I don't
Our
think-
last
I don't
topic.
think we have time for the last topic now.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Our last topic's kind of in depth, and I think maybe we should save that for next week and
Okay.
really go into it because Kurt and I have a couple of stories that we've gathered from other RPG players recently that we feel like could go
Well,
into full topics.
Well, and
yeah,
are we gonna-
that's a full topic, hands down.
Yeah.
For sure.
Are we gonna do a podcast next week before or after our Dungeon World game, or on Sunday next weekend?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, you just need to fit it in before or after.
I would say before because the thing goes for hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll probably be like
So-
a 4-hour stream at least. I would say.
Yeah.
Okay.
People are gonna. I know.
I mean, that's Kurt's call. I'm guessing.
Yeah, we can.
But
do it
general
before.
slot for tabletop is like 4 hours ish.
Yeah, so let's say our next podcast will be at 8 a.m.
Oh, dear God.
Pacific Standard Time,
Yeah, that's why I was.
Saturday morning, followed by our Dungeon World game at 9 a.m.
Yeah, Dungeon
Sounds
World.
good.
So next time we'll talk about social contracts and varying players at
Yeah.
top RPGs. And then
Absolutely.
we'll implement the things we talked about in our Dungeon World. Real world experience.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
up next, in about 10 or 15 minutes, we'll be streaming our Sunday evening game of Castle Crashers.
Yeah, we're playing Castle Crashers tonight, guys.
Castle Crashers.
Game we've been trying to play for, I don't know, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I bought it so long ago.
Yeah.
I still haven't played it yet.
Well, I bought it when you bought it, Kurt, because we're like, yeah, we're gonna play,
Yeah.
and then didn't.
Yeah, and then never
We got to
played
play
it.
BattleBox Theater sometime too. That's another
Well, add
game
it
I
to the
wanna
list.
play. Yeah,
Add it
I
to the
will.
list. All right. Well, I think that's it for tonight. Matt, have you written us an outro?
Nope.
I think our outro is no. I do want to say if you're catching this and you would like to contribute to the show or ask us questions or anything like that, you can reach us at pixelscandal@gmail.com. That's PIXELSCANDEL.
Or just look at the
DAL.
spelling available anywhere on this page right now.
Yeah, anywhere on here, you're at twitch.tv/pixelscandal. Just email us at pixelscandal@gmail.com and we'll maybe we can get your question on the show or your comments. All right.
All right.
All right,
All right.
farewell all.
Thanks,
Thanks a
guys.
lot.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.